beforehand with marketing, and today we are going to go through 100 points of marketing. It is going to be a highly interactive experience. For those of you who are joining remotely, we're going to ask you to get to know your fellow teammates that are in your conference rooms today, and most importantly, everyone on today's special Fi360 conference recorded webinar is going to leave with a custom marketing plan that is specific to your business, so you can become known as the go-to retirement plan expert within your community. Over the next 50-ish minutes, we are going to go back to school. We're going to challenge your marketing IQ, and I hope we're all going to have a lot of fun. On the microsite that we created specifically for Fi360 conference attendees, you're going to see a workbook. It's called 100 Points of Marketing. And we're going to use this workbook throughout the entire conversation so that way we can assess where your marketing is today, so that way we can help you advance towards tomorrow. So if you haven't clicked on the brochure, it's on the microsite. It should be to your left-hand side. Just click on it, open it up, and you're going to flip open to the first pages. And what you're going to see is a prep course. And I want you to, over the next 2 minutes, go through this prep course, because we need to look at where your marketing stands as it currently is in today's date, time, and place, so we can help you advance towards tomorrow. All right, hopefully it's not too hard, everyone. Give yourself 1 point. Does your firm have a website, a LinkedIn profile? Do you have a physical office? Everything today is worth 1 point. And then as you go through that, take your time, no pressure. What I'd like you to do is to also tally up your scores in the bottom. And we're literally going to go through 100 points in our time spent together. If you need a little bit more time, just hit pause on this recording. If you're good and ready to go, I'm going to keep on moving. Also, by the way, if you have any specific questions throughout today's presentation, feel free to email us directly, or if there's a section that you want to zoom onto, well, by all means, feel free to do that as well. It's all about you. In today's topic, we are going to cover 4 specific sections. They are the basics, intermediate, advanced, and expert. In the basic section, we're going to talk all about first impressions and what it is like to digitally meet you and what that feels like. In the intermediate section, we are going to sit down with a plan sponsor prospect, and we're going to start to experience the journey through your client's eyes. Then in the advanced section, we're going to talk about different ways that you can stay in front of plan sponsor prospects throughout the long sales cycle of the retirement plan business. And then in the expert section, we're going to step outside of the box. We're going to talk about technology and how you can leverage that to really amplify your expert retirement plan advisor voice, as well as to gain community awareness. Now, before we begin, I want to share with you guys one more time. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. We're here to help you, here to support you, as well as many of you have fantastic home offices, DCIO, and record keeper relationships. Feel free to reach out to them as well. Share this presentation. This is all designed to genuinely help you enhance your marketing. So with that, we're going to begin. I would like everyone today to meet Robert. Robert is the CEO of Kensington Group, and they have a $5 million retirement plan. And Robert is looking for a new advisor. Hey, are there any advisors today who would be willing to work with the Kensington Group? Nice $5 million plan, and doesn't Robert look friendly? Well, what is Robert most likely going to do? He's a professional, so he's most likely going to send an email to his trusted network. Actually, last year, 7 out of 10 retirement plans came through a professional introduction. Everyone here has gotten a referral at some point, right? Yeah, well, that's exactly what that is. So Robert's most likely going to send out an email to his trusted network, and that's going to include fellow CEOs, CFOs, presidents, controllers, directors of HR, attorneys, CPAs, and maybe even his wealth advisor. He's going to ask them and say, hey, I'm looking for a new retirement plan advisor. Who do you know? Who do you recommend? So then Robert got 3 professional introductions. They are Sand & Sea Financial Solutions, Optimized Financial Group, and Retirement Partners of San Diego. And the trusted network that shared these 3 names, these 3 offices with Robert said, this is the best retirement plan advisor we have ever worked with. Robert, you've got to talk to them. They are just fantastic. So Robert absolutely is going to take that recommendation. Now, my question to you today, is Robert going to jump in the car? Is he going to drive to each of those offices, extend his hand and say, hi, I'm Robert? Or is he simply going to take his mouse and click on each one of their websites? Of course, Robert's going to click on the websites because he's going to visit their digital storefront to get to know who each one of these offices is. So the first one, Sand & Sea Financial. The middle one, Optimized Financial Group, and the third one, Retirement Partners of San Diego. Now, the first one, Sand & Sea, this is what we call a billboard website. It was probably developed around the year 2010, and it really has not changed since. The material is static. It is not optimized in any way, shape, or form, and what you see is what you get. The middle one, B, Optimized Financial Group. Well, a lot of websites today look like this one. It is what we call in the guardrails. So see that white space around it? That's called in the guardrails. Probably developed around the year 2014. And most likely, it is not optimized for different screen sizes. Did you know that today over 51% of search is done on our mobile phones? 51%. Really interesting. So maybe Robert's looking at this information on his phone. He's a busy guy. You never know. So by optimizing your website based on different screens, website, desktop, tablet, as well as mobile, that's going to help enhance Robert's experience. Your average website nowadays should last around 3 years. Another interesting thing to keep in mind, 86% of your prospects are actually going to Google you before they reach out to you. So first, digital impressions. What is that like? And then the third website, Retirement Partners of San Diego. This is what's called a dynamic site. So depending on whether it's the phone, the desktop, or the mobile, or the tablet, it's going to be optimized based on that screen size. Also behind the scenes, there's probably some really great search engine optimization going on there to really help Robert to enhance his decision. So I ask everyone today in your workbooks, if you could please flip the page. We should be on page 6, and just ask yourself, how does our website compare? And then give yourself a score from 1 to 10. And then, by the way, no worries, no matter what your website looks like, the internet is editable. All the way from the DIYs to the custom agency models, completely up to you. But your website should last around 3 years nowadays before you don't necessarily have to scrap the whole thing. Nope, don't have to do that. But just little light refreshes here and there so that way it stays modern and up with the times. Okay, so now Robert has effectively looked at everyone's digital storefront, our websites. Our #1 page that's visited by every person here is our home page. Our #2 most visited web page on all of our respective websites is our biography pages, our biographies. Now, let's say Robert's on the biographies because he's curious. He wants to know more about who you are, your experience, what do you do? Because we as humans We're curious creatures. We want to know your experience level, your professionalism, who you know. So there's a high probability that Robert, when he's looking for more information, is going to look at either your LinkedIn profile, your Twitter feed, and or your Facebook account. Now, in the retirement plan space, we are a business-to-business relationship. And I think everyone here can agree that LinkedIn is the professional community where networking takes place. So with that, I'd like everyone to, and if you're following along at home or at your professional office, you can pull this up on the second screen that you guys have, your LinkedIn profile. So go to linkedin.com. You can also do this on your phone if you'd like, but go to linkedin.com. If you're following along on your phone, you'll notice in the top left-hand corner, you should see a small image of yourself. Just click on that image. And if you're following along on desktop, it is in the kind of the right middle side, also a small image of yourself. Click on that and bring up your profile. Now, earlier I mentioned I'm going to ask you to get to know your neighbors. So if you could, turn to your left or turn to your right, extend your hand and say, "Hi, my name is." Might be a little awkward if you're following along, but no worries. "Hi, my name's Rebecca Howerhan. Pleasure to meet you." How's that? Well, in your workbooks, if you can, top of page 7, it should ask you to write your name. Write the exact name that you just shared and write it down there. The first things first is making sure that on your LinkedIn profile, you have an accurate name. Think of it like this. Let's say Robert is looking for information on you, and everyone knows you in the professional community as Bill. However, on LinkedIn, your name says William. Now, I know that's only a tiny, tiny, tiny difference. However, when Robert, who doesn't really know you, is looking for more information on who you are, the easier it is for him to feel confident that he's looking at the right professional, the easier it's going to be for him to continue his research, to give you the thumbs up. So eventually he's going to invite you to open up a conversation. The next is a professional headshot. We recommend that every 3 years that you get your headshot redone. I know. Some of us have really traumatic childhoods from when we had to do picture day. Oh, that was never fun. As a kiddo, but we really do recommend every 3 years, have a professional photographer, get your photos updated, because when you walk in and you meet Robert for the very first time, you want to make sure he's represented and he's going to meet the real you. Also, hey, maybe you hit the gym, maybe you got a cool haircut and you want to show it off. That's another opportunity. Any material changes to update your headshot, again, so it looks like the authentic you. And then 2 more things. The first one is having over 500 connections. So if you're on the mobile site, just take a peek at how many connections you have. If you're on the desktop site also, you want to shoot for over 500. And what that does is demonstrates that you are involved in the marketplace and that you know trusted people. Because if Robert's looking at your profile, it's going to show him any second-degree connections. And each time he sees someone who's a second-degree connection, he's going to go, "Oh, okay, that you know this person and I know this person. So therefore, I am more likely to immediately start to trust you because of the people who are in your professional network." And then the last thing I'll share about this slide, you'll see behind my head, it says retirement plan marketing is a journey. Well, that's called a banner. About 2 years ago, LinkedIn updated their interface, and if you want to, you can add a little bit more personality as to who you are right behind your head, talking about, let's say a local cityscape or a boardroom. And if you have a cool hobby like surfing or playing the guitar, you can show that off as well. Great little conversation pieces. We have these on our microsite. I think we have about 12 or so different options. They're already optimized for LinkedIn. Feel free to download them, customize them, share them with your team, and then add that additional extra of professionalism and personality to your LinkedIn profile. So with that, how does your LinkedIn profile compare? And then if you guys could, everyone, tally up your score. And that is the basics. How's everyone feeling so far? Everyone feeling okay? Everyone feeling good? All right. Well, I've got some really exciting news for you. Robert looked at your profile, he looked at your website, and whoa, was he impressed. So impressed, he is inviting you to the Kensington group for a meeting on Tuesday at 10 a.m. He will be in attendance, as well as Pam, who is the director of HR. Okay, now just close your eyes for just a moment. And I want you to step into the mental mind space of what you are preparing. What are you bringing with you? Do you have an agenda? Are you researching the Form 5500? Are you running an Fi360 report? Are you creating a statement of services? Do you have a brochure? You're putting it in a folder. What are you bringing with you? Just kind of get into that groove. What's in your briefcase? So you arrive prompt at 9:45. You are ready to go. You get greeted by the office assistant. She walks you in to the conference room. She says, "Thanks for coming. We've heard a lot of great things about you. Would you like any coffee, tea, or water before we get started?" At 10 a.m. sharp, because that's how Robert is, he rolls in with Pam, the director of HR. He shakes your hand and says, "Hi, it is such a pleasure. You have been referred to me by a very trusted source, and I'm greatly looking forward to this meeting." Now, we in American business culture, after we shake hands, we generally do this. We exchange our business cards. And on the screen in front of you, there are 3 different business cards. They are Sand&C Financial, Optimized Financial Group, and Retirement Partners of San Diego. Now, I want you to think about your business card. In the exercise that we did at the Fi360 conference, we actually had business cards printed where we had the audience members flip them over, touch them, look at them, and then hold up their favorite ones that they selected. Well, since you're on the digital version today, I'm going to give you a little bit of a cheat sheet. Okay, so the first one, let's go with C, and I'll share with you some information about C. So number C, or letter C, this is Sand&C Financial, and fun fact, the font here is called Comic Sans, and even the creator of Comic Sans said, "Please, no one ever use Comic Sans," which is kind of funny. The middle one, which is Optimized Financial, see over there on that right-hand side, it's QR code. QR code. Remember, we thought those were going to change the world. Oh, you remember that? Change the world. Guess what? They didn't. They didn't. So if you have a QR code on your business card, think about that. How many times people are actually utilizing it? And what does that say? And then the last one, Retirement Partners of San Diego. In real life, this is what the entire audience, or the majority of the audience, selected. It's just a clean business card on front, information on Missy Shodel, her email address, as well as her phone number, and then on the back of the card it had the address as well as more information for the website. So I ask you guys today, how does your business card compare? Grab one, get it out of your wallet, take a look at it. What is the paper weight? What does that feel like in your hands? Flip it over. Is it glossy? Is it matte? Is it shiny? What does it look like? I don't know about you, but I keep a lot of business cards, and I look at them on a regular basis. So if you are like me, a little bit of a rat pack, pat rack, take a look at some of their other business cards, and then just objectively say, how does ours compare? And then open up those workbooks. We are now on the intermediate section, and give yourself some points. How does your card compare? If you need any help, there's a website called canva.com. They've got tons of really great templates that you can utilize. Talk to your compliance team in advance, just see what the parameters are. Usually it's just you have to have your normal disclosures, but again, just work with them. They're your friends. And then the last 2 little websites described Vistaprint, great discounts online. Whew, very good. And then Moo, this is a little bit of a newer print company, but if you want to do something fun, fancy with your cards, like square, thicker paper stock or brightly colored. Moo's got some really good and fun print options as well. Oh no, oh no. Remember that nice office assistant who offered you coffee, tea, or water? Well, whew, she just ran into that room hair on fire. Robert is needed immediately. It is urgent. Whew. So Robert, graceful gentleman that he is, he stands up, he shakes her hand, he goes, I am sincerely sorry. This never happens. Never happens. I was really looking forward to this meeting. Well, he shakes her hand, he goes, I have to go. However, I have good news. Pam is in our meeting today. She is a member of the retirement plan committee. She is going to be responsible for representing your firm at the next committee meeting. She's going to take notes and remember the details of this conversation. And our next committee meeting is officially scheduled for July. So Robert again sincerely shakes your hand, says thank you, and he exits stage left. So now we'll chat with Pam. Pam looks very nice. All right, so let's talk about Pam. Here's a couple of interesting stats, and then I'm going to ask you some interesting questions. Number one, 7 out of 10 HR professionals today are women. 7 out of 10. Can anyone guess how old Pam is? What's the average age of an HR professional? Now, I know in today's day and age, we're not supposed to talk about age, especially as a woman. But again, I feel like we're all friends here. So just kind of, think about it. How old is Pam? Well, I'm going to share with you. She's 44 years old. Pam is 44 years old. Now, next question. What is the largest segment in America that are gamers? People who play video games. Well, I'm not going to have you wait too long. It's Pam. Women ages 40 to 45. Largest gaming society in our country. Shocking, right? And Pam's favorite games include Candy Crush, Words with Friends, and Farmville. On average, Pam works 50 hours a week, and most likely she's a member of SHRM, Society for Human Resource Management. There's actually over 250,000 members of SHRM across our country. All right, now going back to my question. Our question today is, how is your marketing going to help Pam remember the important details of your conversation? Plan design, fiduciary plan governance, retirement readiness, financial wellness initiatives. What's going on with the conflict of interest rule? What does it mean to be a fiduciary? So how is your marketing helping Pam remember the details of your conversation? If you brought in a yellow pad, how confident are you that Pam's going to remember all of the complex nature and details of your conversation? If you brought in a folder with information about your firm, an Fi360 report, a brochure talking about who you are, how confident are you that Pam is going to remember the details of your conversation? Or if you brought in your own custom branded marketing materials that you're going to share with Pam, how confident are you that she's going to remember? So with that, I'd like you guys in your workbook to give yourself a score. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in Pam's ability to remember all of the complexities that you are sharing with her? Now, we have a saying at 401k Marketing. It's called marketing is an extension of your firm. And what that means is that while you are in the room, you can represent your company flawlessly. However, when you leave the room, how does your marketing represent you? Here's another quick example. So let's hypothetically say that Robert and Pam use a shared office room, a shared office space, and their boardroom is shared. So you prepared for your meeting, you brought in 2 sets of information, one for Robert and one for Pam. Well, Robert, as we found out, had to leave accidentally. And his marketing material that you prepped stayed on the table. So lo and behold, the next group of people to walk into this boardroom that they have reserved, maybe they pick up your marketing content and they look at it and they go, oh, wow, I didn't know this. This is really cool. That could act as an additional way that you're marketing your business without even having to be there. So how does marketing act as a direct extension of your firm? With that, if you can, please tally up your scores. All right, so now we're on to the advanced section. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but Robert had mentioned before he had to leave that the next retirement plan committee meeting was in July. So we're currently in the month of April. So April, May, June, and July. 4 months from today. That's a long time. It's a lot of work that happens in between those 4 months. So how are you staying in front of Robert and Pam through the long sales cycle? Are you adding them to your CRM? Connecting with them on social media? Putting them into your email drip campaigns? Adding them to your direct mail? Leaving voicemails? Who doesn't love a good voicemail? Maybe even a digital ad strategy. Next question is, how many contacts are in your CRM? When you think about your CRM and the more people who are within it, the more likely more and more people are going to know who you are and what you do. So kind of quick show of hands, and I know we're all alone or maybe in a small conference room right now, but that's no worries. Raise your hand if you got over 100 contacts in your CRM. If you have over 500, you have over 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,000 or more. The point is, when you have more contacts into your CRM, the more you drip on them, the more people are going to learn the value that you provide as a professional retirement plan advisor. The next question is, how accurate is your CRM? Now, we work with a lot of our clients and we ask them this question: how accurate is your CRM? And we specifically hear 3 things on a regular basis. The first one, it is a hodgepodge of data collected over time. It's a combination of Excel spreadsheets we've cobbled together. And it's a black box of mystery. So depending on your CRM and the organization and the accuracy of it, if it's a little unorganized, don't worry about it. That is normal. Super duper duper normal. We always recommend that in your CRM you have the company name, their first name, their title, email address, and very important, LinkedIn hyperlink. Because when most folks move from one job to the next, the very first thing that they update is their LinkedIn profile. And in this business-to-business relationship, that's the retirement plan space. If someone's moving from one company to the next, that could be an opportunity for you to sit down with them and open a new possible relationship. Now, I'm not going to ask anyone here today who manages a pipeline. However, it is really important, but I'm going to bring you through it. The first one is awareness. So when Robert received those 3 different advisory names, there was glowing referrals to Robert to say, you gotta reach out to these offices. They are fantastic. That generated awareness. Robert went onto the website. He looked around. He checked out social media profiles. He's an informed consumer. Then he liked what he saw. He was interested. He invited you to come sit down with Pam and have a dialogue and present what you do and how you could support them. Now, over the next couple of months, they're going to start making a decision. They're going to meet in July. And last but not least, they're going to have some sort of action after July. And hopefully, it is the natural action, which is to select you as their retirement plan advisor. So my question is to everyone here, how many different ways are you in front of your clients, prospects, and centers of influence on a regular basis? So if you can, in your workbooks, please give yourself points for how many contacts you have in your CRM, the accuracy of your CRM, and all the various ways that you're in front of your clients, prospects, and centers of influence. And then once you're done, please tally up those scores. For those of you listening from the office, you can feel free to, if you need a couple more minutes, to hit pause. If not, I'm gonna keep on going. Now, before we get to the expert section, A little bit of an exercise. We did this at the conference, but I want you to do it following along. Take your two arms, and cross them. Cross your arms. Just normal cross your arms. Kind of get comfortable, okay? Now, I want you to uncross your arms and then cross them the other way. Awkward, right? Yeah, that's the point. This section for some of us today is gonna feel like this. It's gonna feel awkward. However, I know everyone in here today is highly intelligent. We're all in this together. And the first time we learn something new, it's gonna feel a little weird. But then we see it again and we hear it again and we go through it again. And before you know it, poof, old hat. So let's begin. The first thing is who writes a blog? I'm not going to ask who writes a blog, but I want you to think about the concept of a blog. First and foremost, a blog is just an online article. That's all it is. It's an online article that demonstrates your original thoughts or thoughts in general on a topic, and then you post it on your website, and people generally will read it. So it's important. We'll read it. You have a readership and get to know who you are, your thoughts, and your ideas a little bit more. Well, if you write a blog, you can take your blog and you can build it into an email campaign. You can share it with other people. You can turn it into an infographic and post it on social media. If you write enough blogs or articles, you can share those with your local communities, business journals, chambers of commerce, really any local publications that need content. And I'll be the first one to tell you that industry publications, community publications, they are starving for content. And if you have a blog, add your editors to it, and before you know it, you'll be shocked. But they will complimentary, most likely, run your articles, which is what an amazing way to get more exposure to business owners within your natural community. From your blog and the information that you've researched, you can turn it into a video. Yeah, a couple videos, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whiteboard, animated, add your voice over it, have some fun with it. And then don't forget about direct mail, which is still a viable strategy to get in front of busy business owners. So remember I said we were going to get a little uncomfortable? How's this looking? Yeah. Okay, so what this is a CRM. It's attached to an email automation component. CRM attached to an email automation component. And what this is showing you is the decision tree of an email campaign. At the end of the day, Robert has 0 emails in his inbox. Don't know how he does it, folks, but he does it. Okay, so you send Robert and Pam 2 respective emails. Robert opens that email immediately, because that's how Robert rolls. And he reads the information. Let's say it's that new blog article that you just posted. Excellent. All right. Well, now what that system is going to do is then move Robert into the next layer of your email marketing campaign. And let's say this time it's an infographic. Now, Robert is a busy person. He still opens it. He still looks at it. This is another way that you can consistently be in front of your prospects on a regular basis as they're going through the buying decision-making process, the buying decision-making funnel, and staying in front of them on a regular, reoccurring basis. So then Robert goes about his day. The system knows, wait a couple more days, even though Robert's consuming information, and now it sends him a video. Robert watches the video. Now, the beautiful thing about all of this is that behind the scenes, because this is a CRM, it's actually tracking and recording Robert's information. So let's say you send that email to Robert about fiduciary plan governance and plan design. And Robert is consuming all of your information about that. You send a couple pieces on financial wellness, well, he might open the email, but he doesn't necessarily click to find out any more information. All the while, this is tracking and recording Robert's intel. And what that means for you as a informed retirement plan advisor is when you go out and sit down with Robert again, you now have a profile on what topics specifically Robert is interested in. On the flip side, let's talk about Pam. So Pam has 1,000 emails that are unread, and she is not getting to them anytime soon. So even though Robert and Pam got the exact same email at the exact same time in the beginning of our email journey, she did not open it. She was busy. She was very busy. Well, what the system does now is wait a couple of days. And then when it sends out the next email. And let's say this next email is about a checklist to help Pam with plan compliance. Well, Pam opens that checklist. She's interested. That speaks to Pam. The system's going to capture and record that. Then the next thing that we'll send out to Pam is, say, a blog article on financial wellness. And Pam's too busy. She doesn't open it. Okay, no worries. So we send out another video on what is a safe harbor plan. Pam watches that one. The point is, everything is being recorded and captured based on what your audience is consuming. So that way, again, you always know when you sit down with them, what are the topics that are really top of mind for them based on the information that they're clicking and that they're reading and watching specific to your audience. And that is putting you in the driver's seat at each and every one of these conversations. The next thing we're going to chat about today is Google AdWords and Google Search. So this is a way that you can be in front of thousands and thousands and thousands of potential clients. So the first is on Google Search. What you do here is you start off with a geo map, geo target. So in this example, it's San Diego. It's where we are today. And so what we do is we isolate all of the respective towns within San Diego or counties or zip codes within San Diego. So if a plan sponsor is looking for information and they're in the San Diego marketplace, and let's hypothetically say they type in any of these key search words here, we have behind the scenes a Google AdWords account. It's going to place our firm hopefully within the top of Google from an AdWords perspective. So when a plan sponsor is doing research, our firm will come to the top of the search rankings. By the way, these keywords are on our website. We do this for our clients firsthand. We're pretty familiar with what's popular. These are the ones that we would recommend. So here's a quick story on what are display ads. So let's hypothetically say you are shopping for a new pair of sneakers and you're on Nike.com, and then boom, you get a text message. Normal life stuff. You get a text message and you get distracted and you X out your browser. No worries, it happens. Well, a couple days go by and you're back on your computer, back doing things. And you look up in the top right-hand corner and you go, oh, look, those are those sweet kicks I was looking at a couple days ago. Well, that is called a display ad. And you, as an advisor, can do those as well. For those of you who are currently on our website, guess what? We have display ads running. And the next time you're on a website, you're going to see 401k marketing ads. And hopefully it'll keep us top of mind over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So when you're thinking about your marketing and what you're doing and how you can stay in front of plan sponsors, you can do the exact same thing. And those are called display ads. It's all about how can you be everywhere and omnipresent in today's marketplace. In your workbook, I'd like everyone to open up the expert section. These are all bonus points right here. I understand that marketing takes time and effort, but if you can, give yourself some points. If you use a CRM or you use Google AdWords or display ads, and the concept is all about how can you be everywhere at once, educating, informing Robert and Pam as they go through their buying decision-making journey. And then if you could, please tally up those points. Next page, we've got your prep score. Please tally up your scores. All right, great work, everyone. So we started with the basics. We moved on to intermediate. We started with the basics, which is all about first impressions. Then we talked about intermediate, which was sitting down with Robert and Pam for the first time and starting to experience the client journey through their eyes. We went through the advanced section, which is how do you stay in front of them through the long sales cycle that we know is the retirement plan industry. And then in the expert section, we got a little uncomfortable when it comes to technology and how you can leverage that to amplify your retirement plan advisor voice, as well as to build awareness for your company. Now, when you get back and you're thinking and you're talking with your team and you wonder, where do I begin? Just like when we were in school, start with the basics, ace the basics, and then move up from there to intermediate to advanced, and then last but not least to the expert section. So I hope you found today's information valuable, implementable within your business, and most importantly, it helps you to develop more retirement plan clients, become known as your community as the retirement plan expert that you are. So thanks again, everyone. I'm Rebecca Hourhan with 401k Marketing. Thank you so much for joining the Fi360 conference. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us directly. And sincerely, thanks again. Have a fantastic day.